Now I'm going to take the liberty to move up item number 28. And I have a list of cards from people that want to speak. I think I called Fred Doxel. Come on down. You have 1 minute.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Fred Doxel. I'm here representing two of my organizations, the Knights of Columbus, Council 7116, and the Filipino Community of Carson. If I could have my members stand up, please. We're speaking in opposition of the prohibition of the sale, use, and discharge of all fireworks, even safe and sane fireworks in the City of Carson. While any and all efforts should be made to control illegal fireworks in our city, it's important to note that the prevention of the sale, use, and discharge of safe and sane fireworks will have serious detrimental effects, particularly to over a dozen local nonprofit organizations who depend on the profits of the fireworks stands as their biggest fundraiser of the year, collectively raising over $300,000 to be able to afford their valuable community work within the city. I know we just recognized a lot of the churches local here in Carson, and for the
Madam
Knights
Mayor,
of
that's 1
Columbus, we do the work for the St.
Time is up.
Philomena
Oh, no,
Church.
he has 5 people to stand, so you have another minute.
Okay, so we do put a lot of the profits towards the maintenance and the upkeep of our church, St. Philomena Church in Carson. In addition, we also support the school, the elementary and the middle school students of St. Philomena School. And with the Filipino Community of Carson, we offer scholarships for high school students, as well as have a lot of activities benefiting the seniors here locally in the city. So again, the proposed ordinance, this is a sweeping measure that unfairly penalizes responsible fireworks users and nonprofit organizations while failing to address the underlying issue of illegal fireworks. Again, we would like to express our opposition towards the sweeping ban of all fireworks in the City of Carson. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next is Valerie George. While Valerie's on her way, Kay Wheeler. Are you coming? Kay, are you here? Come on down, Kay. Valerie, you'll be next.
Good evening. You have 1 minute.
Good evening. Hi, Madam Mayor. I've been with the Boosters Club and part of Carson High since it opened in '63, and our main reason to form the Boosters was to do fundraising and create a scholarship fund. To date, we have awarded over $700,000 in scholarships. The fireworks stand is our major fundraiser of the year, and without the opportunity to raise those kind of funds in a matter of 6 days, we will not be able to fund the scholarship fund, provide championship trophies, and the ever problem of budget cutting. We supplement many programs at Carson High. The extracurricular activities for young students is what keeps them in school. And without our financial assistance, it's very fearful that a lot of those programs will demolish.
Madam Mayor, that's 1 minute.
So
Thank you,
we
Kay.
appeal
Your
for
minute's
us to
up.
be able to continue to raise funds and help so many programs at Carson High and throughout the Carson community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Valerie George.
Good evening, Valerie. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Hi, Mayor and Council. I represent Carson Christian Center along with Harbor Community Church of God. Can our people step forward? You're going to hear from other nonprofit organizations on what they actually do with their money. For us,
Valerie, these are the people they will not be speaking, so you
no,
get
they're
a
just going to stand.
stand. You have 3 minutes.
Okay. So for us, we actually, the money was used for food ministries. I know other nonprofits have food ministries, but there's a lot of people that, even though they have places to go to get food, the first place they would go is to a church. That's one of the first places they would go. Another thing, we actually did a backpack giveaway. We hooked up with Cedric, Council members Hicks, along with Pastor Tucker and Victory Outreach. So coming together, giving out school supplies, giving out backpacks is important to our community because nothing came out of the residents. Everything came from donations and nonprofits. Another thing that was used was we actually teach leadership skills and classes actually in the schools. We have people that will walk to schools to help our youth to better handle situations when they're going through stuff. In addition, we actually teach our youth by curriculum in order for them to teach other youth. There are a lot of people that the city council can't reach, but the nonprofits and the churches can reach. So what we're doing is we're trying to use our funds to actually go ahead and put our stuff to work to help the community in addition with you guys. Because you guys had the fireworks stand, we're able to work it. We're able to actually work with our community. So council, you guys were all elected from your different districts. Every resident depends on you, trust you for your judgment, for their benefit. We're your community. We're actually established here and putting the money here. We want to work together. That's the whole reason. Just like someone said before, this is something that's needed. So, resolutions. We have two options, either have it or not. If you have it, this time, maybe the nonprofit organizations can actually work together with council and collaborate more to reach more people instead of just certain people. If you don't, will the city of council be willing to actually accommodate
Madam Mayor, that's time.
more stuff?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Freddie Gomez.
Good evening, Freddie. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. And thank you, City Council and the Mayor. My name is Freddie Gomez, a 53-year resident of Carson. I had the benefit of being a recipient of the finances from the City of Carson for the fireworks booth years back through Victory Outreach Carson. In my years of being here and what I seen 2 years ago took a dramatic turn of my view on it. 2 years ago, my mother's house almost got burnt down. Her whole fence, safe and sound, right next door. The kids threw them in the trash can and rolled the trash can in the backyard. Caught my mother's fence on fire, and she's 80-something years old, so she couldn't do much. But thank God the house didn't get burned. But whether it's illegal or illegal fireworks, it's like when somebody's drinking, and it's legal to drink, and they go ahead and drive. Well, people don't do the right things at times, and we see the results of it. People's houses get burned down.
Madam Mayor, that's time.
So
1 minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Connie lives, she's a treasurer of the Carson Booster. I can't read the last name. Connie, are you here? Carson High School Booster Club.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi. There's quite a few of us here from the Carson High Booster Club. And as Kay said, we give a lot of scholarships. We support
Kay
a
can't
lot of other.
stand. You need 2 more.
Need 2 more? Oh, okay.
Okay. You have a
Okay,
minute.
So as Kay said, we give 12 scholarships every year. We help out students who need PE clothes. There's different teams that we help. So we have been doing this for quite a long time, and we would just love to keep our stand open.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Emmanuel, Eneisco. Emmanuel, come on down on Victoria Street.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Emmanuel Enciso, and I'm a recent graduate from California State University, Dominguez Hills, and I serve as an alumni advisory board for Sigma Pi fraternity. I strongly oppose the proposed ban for the fireworks because it'll take away the essential funding for all the nonprofits, hurt our economy, and fail to stop illegal fireworks. Many years, Safe and Sane Fireworks sales have been the primary fundraiser for all these local nonprofits, as you can see, including ours. The sales and support of these sales support our scholarships, leadership programs, and student resources, and we donate school supplies to students during finals weeks. Many Dominguez Hills students come from Carson and nearby areas, and unlike students at larger universities, they don't have access to career building opportunities that we offer. Fireworks sales have been helping funding us attend leadership conventions and allow us to grow and give back to this community. This ban punishes law-abiding residents and organizations while doing nothing to stop illegal sales. Instead, banning fireworks, Carson should
Madam Mayor,
focus on
that's time.
enforcing them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Is Brian here? Brian, come on down.
Okay, Brian, you have 1 minute.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Brian Placencia, and I'm actually the chapter advisor for Sigma Pi fraternity at California State University, Dominguez Hills. And just like one of my advisors stated, this ban would hurt not only my organization, my nonprofit organization, but the students at California State University, Dominguez Hills. We have been part of the community for 36 years, and of those 36 years, we've probably participated in the fireworks stand for about 20 years. And in those 20 years, we have helped with scholarships as well as leadership opportunities for our members and members of CSUDH. And with this ban, we would not only lose that opportunity, but we would also lose the opportunity to help those students who cannot afford these connections and these leadership skills. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Mike Wilson here?
You have 1 minute, sir.
Hello, I'm Mike Wilson, Public Safety Commissioner for our city. I'm also Captain Mike Wilson, LA County Fire Department, retired. 33 years, been a captain over 20 years. I've always been assigned to Carson. First assignment, I was assigned here in 1999 as well as a fire inspector. And I'm here to recommend that we ban the sale and usage of all fireworks within the city of Carson. In '01, I was promoted to captain, assigned to the Hawthorne office, and I was over the cities of Inglewood, Hawthorne, Gardena, Lawndale, and unincorporated areas of LA County. We assigned fire inspectors to go out with police departments to issue $1,000 fines to illegal
Madam Mayor,
fireworks.
that's time.
And to,
Thank you,
that's it?
Captain.
Okay.
Gary. You had a whole book. Gary. Gary S.E., I can't read the last name. No, lives at 21239 Linton. Are you here? Gary? You stood with the same? Okay, we got you. John, Pastor John Schober.
Good evening, Pastor. You have 1 minute.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thanks for allowing me to speak. I'll speak quickly. We've been doing the fireworks stand for 20 years, or at least 20 years, for Carson Hope Community Church. What the finances go directly to right now is to our food distribution. We're now feeding over 800 families a week in the Carson area, and these funds go directly to helping those. And my fear is that if we ban the safe and safe fireworks, that they'll need a vacuum to go someplace else, and they'll go a week. in the Carson area, and these funds go directly to helping those. And my fear is that if we ban the safe fireworks, that they'll need a vacuum to go someplace else, and they'll go to the illegal fireworks. I'm opposed to the thing, and I'd like the fireworks stands to continue to operate because it supplies all our needs to help feed the public in so many ways. Thank you very much.
Thank you. How much time do we have left on the 20 minutes?
We may be near there.
Okay.
You have the cards.
We may be near there. Okay, Diane Thomas. I got quite a few.
Good evening, Ms. Thomas. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll make this quick. I know 1 minute goes by fast. I'm in favor of the ban. I thank the council for having the courage to put it on the agenda. Everybody knows nonprofits do great jobs. They raise a lot of money. They need to rethink how they raise the money. Whenever we have fireworks in this city, I've been here over 50 years, it's a war zone. The animals go crazy. All of the debris that's left on everybody's lawn, on top of people's homes, no one comes out to help clean it up. You have to do that yourself, whether you were a part of the fireworks or not. I think that the nonprofits should get together and discuss various ways that they can do this without the use of fireworks. It is critical that you pass this ban. We've been wanting it for a long time. We need it. Make it happen. You will be reelected.
Madam Mayor, oh, that's time.
Thank you. Virgil Tolentino.
Good evening, sir. You have 1 minute.
Evening. These are 4 messages consolidated into one. My name is Virgil Tolentino, a member of the Kayabangi Lions Club, along with my other members in the back. We stand in opposition to the ordinance. In the past 40 years, the club has distributed thousands of dollars in scholarships to deserving high school seniors in the city of Carson. The club has also distributed thousands of meals to the senior citizens of Carson in partnership with the YMCA. The club has hosted many holiday celebrations and summer picnics with the seniors and their families. Unfortunately, all these will discontinue if the sale of Safe and Sane Fireworks is terminated and concluded. We hope, beg, and pray that the honorable members of the City Council decide not to stop the sale of Safe and Sane Fireworks.
Madam Mayor, that's time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have two more speakers, and that will be the end of the all communications.
For item 28.
For item 28.
Yeah.
The next speaker will be Randy Brown.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Randy Brown. I'm a longtime resident of the City of Carson. I'm also a retired firefighter with LA County. My last 13 years with the service department, I've had the opportunity to serve as an arson investigator. Fireworks are dangerous. When you're playing with fire, it's dangerous stuff. And I am definitely in support of the ban. I appreciate the council putting this before us to eliminate the sale of Safe and Sane, all fireworks in the city of Carson. Thank you.
Thank you. The last speaker will be Marian Alexander, our First Lady.
Good
Thank you,
evening, First Lady. You have 1 minute.
Council. And our organization has been selling fireworks for over 30 years, starting in 1994. And there's nothing that compares. Someone suggested we could think of other ways to raise funds. Nothing compares to the fireworks. No bake sales, no car washes or whatever compares. Something bad that happens, then people want to just ban the whole thing. But that would be like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And so one thing that no one has mentioned, and that is that fireworks inspire patriotism. And so I want to stand against the ban, and I trust that it will continue, the fireworks sales will continue.
Thank you. Thank you very much for all the speakers. I have a few more this list, and I know who's you ones that are opposed. I think you can agree, and the ones support, we know who you are. Could you show my little quick film before I make a motion? Staff. I just wanted to show the real.
The video.
The video.
All fireworks in the city of Carson need to be banned to avoid any potential fires, because again, it's windy right now and this can start a fire in an instant. We need to ban all fireworks in the city of Carson and enjoy them by the professionals at Dignity Sports Complex, where it's free. Enjoy it from them.
Thank you. I want to say that I've heard the pros and the cons. I know in '91 we had a census vote, just a census vote, and the city council, the residents came back and with that vote and said they prefer that fireworks be banned. The council at that time said it was just a consensus vote. As I mentioned to you earlier today, sometimes you're going to agree with me and sometimes you're not. But I've been in this city since '74, and I've looked at all the financial statements. I worked the fireworks stand myself, my husband and I, for years. And sometimes they were good and sometimes they were not. I've looked at the financial statements. I won't report them out to everyone, but there's only about 3 stands in the city after working 7 hours a day. No, 12 hours a day, and 14 is what my husband worked. It really made the money that I thought you should have made. When I worked it, I'll tell you that. We made $7,000 for 7 days of working, and we gave it to our church, and then we did 2 stands. The cost and the time that was spent in the fireworks stand didn't amount to the amount of money that we made. I think the vendors made up quite a bit of the money. And I do hear you when you say that there are what you're doing for the community. I appreciate that. But I also, if one child is injured, if one house is burned down, I cannot have Carson to become a Pacific Palisades, The Public Safety Commission made the recommendation. We looked at it, and the ad hoc committee and I met to discuss this, and we discussed it in a full detail as to what would be best. But if one child is injured, if one house is burned down, if one,
Sorry, Madam Mayor. We're still during public comment. I was just going to ask, maybe council members can keep this deliberation during the staff report and deliberation.
public comment has ended. Take up the staff report. Okay, so
I
I'll
would
end my-
recommend moving up the item,
did.
having your staff report, and then deliberating on
I
it.
said I was moving it up, Madam City Attorney. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This item is an introduction and first reading of ordinance number 25-2507, amending Chapter 1, Fire Prevention of Article 3, Public Safety of the Carson Municipal Code to prohibit the sale, use, and discharge of all fireworks in the city of Carson, except for permitted public displays pursuant to existing regulations of Carson Municipal Code, Section 3101.9. It is recommended that the City Council of the City of Carson approve the introduction of an ordinance that would amend Chapter 1, Fire Prevention of Article 3, Public Safety to the Carson Municipal Code to prohibit sale, use, and discharge of all fireworks in the city, except for permitted public displays pursuant to the existing regulation of our Carson Municipal Code, Section 3101.9. This item is on the agenda at the recommendation of the Public Safety Commission, which voted unanimously 10-0 to prohibit fireworks in the city of Carson, and the Bingo/Fireworks/Refuse Ad Hoc Committee consisting of Mayor Lula Davis Holmes and Councilwoman Arlene Rojas met to discuss it and concur with the recommendation of the commission. Dignity Health Sports Park has indicated that City of Carson residents will have access to the new Galaxy Park to watch the LA Galaxy post-game fireworks on July 4th. This is not access into the game, but on-site. Galaxy Park will be open at 5 p.m. pregame until the end of the fireworks show. Guests will be required to pay for parking, or they are welcome to walk over and use the ride or ride share. The fireworks are expected to start after the game at approximately 9:30 p.m. and is expected to last until approximately 9:40 p.m. That concludes staff's report, Madam Mayor, for council discussion.
Thank you for that report. And like I said, I've heard from everyone. So right now I'm going to make a motion to introduce the first reading by title only, ordinance number 252507, an ordinance of the City Council, City of Carson, California, amending section 3101 fireworks and 3101.8 storage of fireworks and 3101.1 violations of fireworks regulations of chapter prevention of Article 3, Public Safety of the Carson Municipal Code, and repealing that sections 3101.1 fireworks sale of permitted required and 3101.2 persons eligible, 31013 application requirements, 31014 issuance of permit, 3101.5 general provisions, 31016 regulations for temporary stands, and 3101.7 wholesale permit of chapter fire prevention of Article 3, Public Safety of the Carson Municipal Code to prohibit the sale, use, and discharge of all fireworks in the city of Carson except for permitted public displays pursuant to the existing regulations of the Carson Municipal Code. That's my motion.
Second.
Discussion, and before we get into discussion, I want to, Madam City Attorney, my colleagues will have, could you read that ordinance for me, please?
I got my statement, all right.
The ordinance, could you go over that ordinance, which says how much
Sure.
time?
The mayor wants to remind her colleagues that pursuant to Municipal Code Section 2409, rules of debate and procedure, once a proper motion has been made, there's 5 minutes of discussion that each council person will have. It's either once or 5 minutes during the consideration in the aggregate.
Madam City Clerk, could you monitor the speakers? They have a total of 5 minutes.
Yes, yep, I can make the timer, I think.
Okay, the first person that's queued up is Councilman Deere.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First question is this video that we just saw where Heidi was speaking at the end was to the city manager. Was any taxpayers' money used to create that video?
Thank you, Councilman Deere. I'm not aware. Staff doing this video. So I'm not aware if there's any tax money utilized for it.
Where did it come from?
That was it was provided for the staff report, but the item itself was already given to IT department to utilize and upload. So it wasn't handled through our staff.
IT department is your staff.
The video was not created by IT staff.
So if I had provided you a video, you would have played that as well tonight?
If there was an item for it that was provided for this particular item.
28, I see, okay, interesting enough. Okay, so here's the problem. Safe and Sane Fireworks are not the problem. It's illegal fireworks that are the problem. So people come to Carson who don't live in Carson and spend money and buy fireworks at our stands, and Carson residents spend money and buy fireworks in our stands. All that money, 100% of it, goes to charitable, good efforts to help students, senior citizens, and many others. So we have a good reason. 100% of it goes to charitable, good efforts to help students, senior citizens, and many others. So we have a good reason to have Safe and Sane Fireworks. You cannot stop the illegal fireworks by getting rid of Safe and Sane in Carson, because people are going to buy illegal fireworks in Nevada and Utah and Mexico, and they're going to bring it to Carson. Look at the areas outside of Carson. Wilmington, San Pedro, Long Beach, they don't allow Safe and Sane Fireworks. Unincorporated county area, I can see every 4th of July, it's all kinds of illegal fireworks, which are dangerous. It's illegal fireworks that have to be stopped. And, you know, if we ban them in Carson, guess what? We're going to have illegal fireworks all over Carson every 4th of July, and we're not going to address the problem at all. Thank you, and I reserve the rest of my 5 minutes for later on. Thank you.
How many minutes was that?
2.
Do you have 3 minutes left?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Arlene. Councilwoman.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone in the community. I'm just going to state some facts here. We have 106 cities, not including Orange County. There's some in Orange County, in fact, a majority in Orange County, but we have 106 cities that have banned the sale and the use of Safe and Sane fireworks. There are 4 cities that allow it: Carson, Compton, Hawthorne, and Inglewood.
No.
So Carson is, and there's actually more, but in this South Bay area, there's 4. So Carson is actually it's like ground zero. It's like the center of where Safe and Sane firework sales. I know this because I used to work, and I used to volunteer and work and help at the stands. It was a celebration. And that's what we did. We celebrated July 4th. It was a great time. It was a time for people to come together. And there's no doubt that it was a way for the nonprofit organizations to make money, and they did. That is a money-making tool, right? So we know that. And that is a fact. Again, I'm just stating what we already know. And again, I was part of a lot of those organizations, and we celebrated it. So for those of you who don't know, I am a 35-year police officer for the city of Los Angeles. My patrol division is the Pacific Palisades. That was my car. I patrolled that area for over 20 years. And on January 7th, I saw with my own eyes the most devastating event I have ever experienced in my 35 years. I saw again how quickly a smolder That's just smoke. A smolder, a tiny flame, like even a cigarette or even smaller than that, coupled with 80 to 100 mile an hour winds. I saw with my own eyes these tiny embers just flying from the hills. I'm in a car flying from the hills down to the beach. And there were palm trees next to the water on fire. That is how quickly a little smolder or a tiny flame can travel. And as we know today, that as a result of that, 23,000 acres were destroyed in the Pacific Palisades. I'm only talking about the Palisades because that's something I know and experience, and 6,800 structures. So what I've learned is climate change is here. We have never had 80 to 100 mile an hour winds. It snowed in Florida. All these unusual occurrences have happened, and it's unprecedented. So yes, we used to have Safe and Sane, and it was a great fun. I was part of that, and we made money. But times have changed again. It's a new world right now, and what I've learned is where there is smoke, how little it may be, there is fire. I had smoke, I had fire on top of my car, I had it in my uniform, my nose was black, and this was on January 7th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I had to leave work and come here and attend this council meeting while the city was burning down. And I'm not saying that it was caused by fireworks, but again, where there is smoke, there is fire, and that's something I know for a fact. That is not an opinion of mine. That is something that is happening, that has happened. And that's what I have to say. I think we need to get with our nonprofit organizations and help them raise the money and not use something that we know now today that is now dangerous. So, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm probably going to be a Debbie Downer tonight because I'm going to side with the nonprofits. I think that banning Safe and Sane Fireworks just gives us an influx of illegal fireworks because, and hear me out, I talked to law enforcement today. I guess they were monitoring our agenda, and they said, I hope you think in this ban, Councilman, that with this ban doesn't mean that we're going to be able to enforce it more. It's going to put extra pressure on us to try to be everywhere at the same time. But if this ban goes through tonight, I would make a plea to the city to help backfill the nonprofits. The nonprofits, they heavily rely on these funds that are raised. Some, they don't have partnerships with large donors. Some, this is their biggest fundraiser. I would ask that the city somehow, some way, this might be their biggest fundraiser. They might have budgeted already for the year. Somehow, some way you can backfill it. What I know about the fireworks in Carson, these aren't the Safe and Sane fireworks that are going off that people are complaining about. These are the Roman candles. These are the M80s. These are the skyrockets. These are the ones that they're not buying at the Safe and Sane place. These are the ones they're buying from the legal trucks, the people who are coming, the people who are selling them. These are those that are selling them. And I just think that as these nonprofits rely heavily on the thing, this is going to be an enforceability issue. A complete ban on fireworks is difficult to enforce, and it often leads to increased underground sales of dangerous fireworks, overburdening law enforcement and the fire department. I also think it could be taken as a vote of the people. I think if, I know that we get emails about the dogs going, the residents upset. I think we can also put it on the ballot. And let's let the people decide and not let it be an advisory vote. Let it be a real vote. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. To the residents of the staff and to the business community, just so you guys know, I strongly support the work of nonprofits and have always been supportive of nonprofits in this city and abroad. My main concern is for public safety and the welfare of the residents here in the city of Carson. Letting you know that I am committed to working with our nonprofits to help them continue their work. I've done it in the past. And I will ask the mayor through our city manager if we can look into how using our community development block grant funding and funding to provide services and additional funding available to our nonprofits here in the city. I know we had additional funds at one point in time. We need to look at where we're able to get those funds back at a certain level so that we can get our nonprofits back to where they were before through our community development block grant. My biggest concern is that the lives and the safety and the peace of mind for my Carson residents is most paramount. It's priority because I get more calls. I don't know about the rest of my colleagues up here. Every day after the 4th of July, my phone rings off the hook. People are upset because they said it's been a war zone. I hear my colleagues talk about if you get rid of the legal ones, it's going to cause more of a problem. I think it's going to hinder or help, and I think it's going to be a help more than a hinder to law enforcement to identify who was out here burning illegal fireworks. Because now you won't have anybody doing legal ones around here because anything that burns or pops, you know it's not supposed to be in the city of Carson. So now I got you. Now I know we're looking at drones in our community, flying around, being able to identify your homes when a flare-up happens, I think through our public safety department. This is going to be a tool to get in control of our city. This is our city. I'm tired of every time after the 4th of July, we're sitting up here sweeping, getting things up, and it's not conducive to what the kids need to have in our community. It's not the idea that the illegal fireworks or the legal fireworks are really the problem. It's fire. Fire is what is causing the problem, you guys. It's the fire that comes from these actual fireworks that's actually burning our homes. My daughter has been burned in the face with a sparkler. Kids are playing, hit her in the face. They have the Roman candles around it. They shot it off. It blows up in your hand. These are ones you can buy Safe and Sane. Well, it's the one that shoots off a slow, whatever it is, but it's one that you put in your hand. Anything you put in your hand that's fire can explode in your hand. They even have the blooming flowers, the ones when it goes off. Those take off in different directions and can go into your home, in local areas. But I'm just imploring and making sure that understanding that I am supporting this because I want to make sure the city of Carson is safe, and especially given the local refineries you have in our city and everything else, a spark is a spark is a spark. I don't care who lights it, it's still a spark. But understanding that we're going to put this on, I think that we don't know how this vote's going to go. I'm just letting you know at this point in time that hopefully we can move this city forward. And I think my colleagues talked about the city of Inglewood. I do have an ordinance that I received today from Mayor James Butt from Inglewood. On the 18th of February, they banned all fireworks in the city of Inglewood. So we lost the NFL to Inglewood, and they do a whole lot of fireworks in Inglewood. So again, we need to not always be the only one left doing something that we think is good. Again, whether it's legal or illegal, the issue is the fire that is produced from these fireworks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And to my listening audience, before I go to Councilman Deere, City of Compton has on their agenda tonight the same ordinance. They have a public hearing to ban fireworks in the city of Carson. City of Compton. City of Compton. Councilman Deere.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, it appears there's already 3 votes decided to pass this ordinance, so I'd like to make a friendly amendment in the form of a substitute motion based on the Mayor Pro Tem Joanne Hilton's idea. The city has the information on all the net profit made by every nonprofit organization that operates a fireworks stand. So I would like the city council to vote to backfill every one of the nonprofit organizations, instead of smacking them down for the next 3 years, whatever profit they made last year, that the city fund each one of those organizations at that amount. 100% of that money is going to go back into the city of Carson. So that is my motion, if I could get a second from Mayor Pro Tem.
Before we vote on that, Madam City Attorney, I think that's, yes.
I would second it, but the city attorney just
It's
shook her
illegal.
head. It's
illegal.
illegal.
Okay.
So, Councilman Deere, my concern would be that that would be a gift of
public
public funds. I'm
funds.
sure you're aware of the law regarding that. The city council is not allowed to use its general fund to
Community development
give
block
cash or monies to a select group of residents or non-residents, in this case, probably businesses and nonprofits. But if you want to amend your motion to say for staff to study what other, like Councilman Hicks said, what other opportunities are available and bring it back, we can look into what legal options are available for us and bring it back.
Okay, so what we did in the past for typhoons
time
and
does he
earthquakes, we
Madam Mayor, I stopped the clock because it was a live motion. So he had 1 minute and 40 seconds
That's what
left
he had.
when I,
well, it's on another separate motion. It's a separate 5
no,
minutes.
I understand that. I'm responding to the mayor's question.
Okay,
Which-
well,
how
I'm
much
talking
time
to
do you
the
have
city
left?
attorney. Okay.
Madam City Attorney.
So, to the city attorney, in the past, when we funded disaster relief, you're saying that was illegal that we did that? Or and
No,
that's why we don't do it?
those are different situations where, what? Well, beyond it being an emergency situation, there's reciprocity between public agencies and they come back. So there's a different set of laws that deal with that. This is literally taking the city's general fund and giving it to a group over other groups with no emergency, no public disaster, no reciprocal between public agencies. So it's a completely different set of facts.
Okay, even though 100% of the money is going to go to Carson, like in a form of scholarships, meals for senior citizens, et cetera?
You have no way of knowing that. You have no way of auditing it. There's no processes.
I'm sorry,
Councilman,
I don't mean
I'm
to
not-
interrupt you. We audit it now. Every one of these organizations is thoroughly audited.
Councilman, like I said, if you want to amend your motion to direct staff to look into legal ways to provide funding for the nonprofits, I'm sure the city manager can provide some options and my office will look into legalities of it and we'll bring it back to the council as Councilman Hicks requested.
Okay,
to.
under advice of the city attorney, I will revise my, my motion to meet her stated requirements. Thank
Been
you.
moved and probably second, so that's on the substitute motion.
Well, it's going to be an amendment.
Amendment to my motion, okay. I'll accept that as a friendly amendment.
Madam Mayor, just for clarification, there's 2 motions on the floor.
Yes.
That's a friendly
No,
amendment.
Councilman Deere changed it and he said it's an amendment now to the original motion.
Got it. A friendly amendment to
To my
Madam Mayor's
motion.
motion?
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
I'll accept that. Will the second accept it? The friendly amendment?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So the original motion
We're voting on the original motion.
with the
With the
friendly,
friendly
with the
amendment.
friendly, with the friendly amendment.
Well, are you voting on the amendment or voting on the main motion?
Well, the main motion
As
is
amended.
one.
Okay, want clarification because everyone in the room wants to know what we're doing. Thank you. Amen, I say that for sure.
The original motion was to pass the ordinance as outlined in the staff report with a friendly amendment made by Councilman Deere and second by Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, Madam Mayor, I know we only allow one amendment or one substitute motion, but I'd like us to consider investing money with our Sheriff's Department to stop the illegal fireworks coming from out of state. because those are the ones that cause the problems that make it a problem for our nonprofit organizations with the Safe and Sane Fireworks, which are perfectly fine. So I would like us
Mr. Councilman, I
direct-
think we can bring that back under consideration under a separate agenda item.
Okay, let's do that, because I really think we're going to continue to have illegal fireworks in Carson. Whether this motion passes to ban Safe and Sane or not, we're still going to have the problem. We're not addressing the problem. Thank you.
And thank you. Let's go vote.
I voted.
You did?
Oh, okay.
Who is this?
The motion carries, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor?
Yes. To also encourage my colleagues, because now our political donors are only able to give us $500. Well, we can work with them to
$250.
help the nonprofits, because we can
It's
only.
$250.
No, it went up to 500.
It was approved?
Yes, it was approved. And we all have, it went to 250 to 500. So I think that's an avenue that you can also look at, because we only get $500 from them, whereas someone was getting, they were donating to and funding our campaigns. Yes, Count MPG.
Madam Mayor, can we bring back item number 28? I just want to reconsider my vote. Can we do that? I want.
You want to reconsider?
Yeah, I want to be a no vote. Can I do that?
Sure, you have to make a motion for reconsideration. If you get a second to have a reconsideration, then the council can reconsider it.
Yeah,
Second.
I was confused a little bit.
You was confused.
I was confused a little bit. No? Can I get a
No, you can't.
I can't?
Councilman Deere seconded it for you.
All right, can you change me to a no? Thank
The
you.
minutes will reflect that Mayor
Thank you.
Pro Tem Hilton voted no on
Thank
item
you.
28.
Thank you.
Thank you.